Hello, this is Hbomb and Friends 44. I am Harold, aka Hbomb, and joining me, my co-host. Yes, he's been promoted.
What? Oh,
Adam. You know, Alex and John have been competing for the title of best friend. Sorry, sorry, John and Alex. So, Adam, what's up?
what's up? Well, it hasn't been a very long time since the last show, so not much has happened now, has it?
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Of course, last Tuesday I actually had a work thing on Tuesday, and I figured, hey, let's try a Friday show.
But I can tell you one thing that did happen, and that is that Danganronpa 2 came out today. I'm excited
How
about
was
that.
that Danganronpa?
That was at Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
I've only played the prologue of it so far. The cast seems okay. It seems just as kind of crazy as the first one. I haven't gotten far enough to really get into the meat of the game. It's just because I finished the prologue, so I can't really say anything about it too much. Because of course, it was just setting it up, and the story kind of follows the same thing as last time. You're this high school student going to a high school, and then suddenly something happens. Suddenly you get there, and something happens, and you end up with like 14 or 15 other confused high school students that end up having to kill each other in a game to escape. The pretense of the game is is the same as before, is the same as the first one. And other than that, I don't think the actual formula has changed all that much. Um, Part of the game, it's like part of the game plays the story is based off of like a 999 or a Virtue's Last Reward. Um, part of the gameplay is fairly persona-like as far as social links are concerned, and of course part of the gameplay is, and of course you get the trials that become Ace Attorney-like in a way. I know there are new mini game type things during the trials, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So I had to hold out on my judgment for now, but I'm looking forward to diving into this.
Yeah, during the trials you get to ride on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I forget what they call that one.
Wrong
I can already
trials.
see they've made some good changes though. Like you no longer actually do have to grind out your social links or whatever they call them in this game.
Mhm.
Um, but not to get trial skills and all that stuff. But it doesn't work the same way. Instead you get hope fragments from your conversations, which you can use to buy skills. You don't get set skills per character anymore, which I think I like. It allows some more freedom in what you decide to do. Um, so that's the one thing. That's the only thing I've noticed so far because I've only played the prologue. But yeah, I, I'm I'm hoping that this looks to be like the first one. Of course, the only problem with that is, of course, it does have Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney alongside that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. How is that coming
I'm
along?
halfway through chapter 3, which is the second trial, and so far I think it just stays true to it's just stayed true to everything so far. Layton chapters play out like Layton chapters, Wright chapters play out like trials. So it continues just to be a simple mix of the two with a added added things such as the mob cross examinations and trials and stuff like that. But it's all for the better. It's still really fun. It is a bit. I have found it a bit challenging still though, trying to comprehend the logic, remembering that Ace Attorney games typically take place in a universe similar to our own, but this game is taking place in a more fantasy setting where kind of the where things kind of are bent a bit, and so sometimes a lot of the time, or sometimes I find that it bends it enough that it throws off my logic. In other words, people complain that it's a bit of an easier game, but it does require quite a bit of thinking.
Mhm.
And then other than that, maybe just a bit of Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I've also played a little bit of Mario Kart 8. I think I'm down to one character that I need to unlock. Oh
Yeah,
no, two, I think.
I
I
think I
still need to
need
unlock
one
Wendy
more.
and the P10.
I think I need one more. Can't remember which one though.
But yeah, also a little bit of Rock Band Blitz. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just knocking out some of those Spinal Tap tracks I got on sale. Rogue Legacy, still playing that. In fact, that's a good game to grab my Vita and play my favorite chair and just chill for a while. A Zero Striker Gunvolt and Mighty Gunvolt.
Oh yeah, it's still the problem is right now after Danganronpa and stuff, I'm kind of on a budget now, so
Yeah,
Gunvolt probably won't come for a while still.
yeah. I think into November, if you buy a Zero Striker Gunvolt, you get Mighty Gunvolt for free. And I played a little bit of both. Very nice. In fact, I played the first level of Zero Striker Gunvolt, and then I went to Mighty Gunvolt, and of course the play control is a little different because Mighty Gunvolt is designed like an NES game,
Hmm.
but but there's definitely some allusion to the source material. But yeah,
Yeah. No, but everything I
USF
hear about that game is
football.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, USF football. I watch it on my Xbox, so it counts. Yeah, I love having the ESPN app on the Xbox. I mean, with games on ESPN3, that's my only way to actually watch it on a television. Otherwise, I'd just have to watch it on my iPad or something, or on my computer. But PAX Prime was this weekend, and Twitch was streaming some of their panels.
I heard Alex Navarro got beaten up.
Twice. Uh, but yeah, game show night was pretty cool. I missed most of Pyramid because I was recording Podcast 64, which should be up tomorrow. If you're watching the video, which you aren't, unless you're Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not watching the video unless you're in the video. Tuesdays at 8, people. But yeah, so game show night, yeah, of course, very similar to what I saw at PAX East. Of course, Chris Kohler hosting Pyramid. Yeah, Chris Kohler from Wired. Ubisoft's Dan Amrich hosted Jeopardy.
Nice.
You know what? I think at PAX East, I need to make a point of doing game show night and getting there early so I can get on. It's just be that it probably game show night probably conflicts with something else I want to go see, like Cards Against Humanity or Giant Bomb or a Harmonix Party. But yeah, and then of course they closed off the evening with Blankety Blank, which is their take on the match game, with Susan Arndt from Joystick hosting, and the panel including Russ Pitts, formerly of Polygon, Dan Amrich, Chris Kohler, some guy from Game Informer who I didn't know, and Graham and Kathleen from Loading Ready Run.
Just thinking, didn't they do a Cards Against Humanity panel a few years back?
Um, They usually do it every year. I think there was one this year. It just wasn't streamed. They've done, I think, at the last 3 primes and the last 2 easts. I was at the one at PAX East, not this past year, but the year before, 2013. Actually, I was with the Irrational Passions guys. We all went together. Of course, last year, I missed the line filled up before I could get there because I was at the Harmonix party, so I went to game show night instead. But yeah, anyway, that was a fun show. I believe that's archived on Twitch, twitch.tv/PAX2. Retro Game Roadshow, which Chris Kohler, Mike Micah, aka Donkey Kong Dad, from Other Ocean. He's working on iDarb. And Peter Brown from GameSpot. Yeah, GameSpot. I did say that right. the new gaming news site, not the store. Anyway, Retro Game Roadshow. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's like Antique Roadshow for gamers. Yeah, and game accessories. So the stuff. 2 of the odd things they had this odd, obscure Japanese-only handheld that Koei made. And there was only like a half a dozen games made for it. Some guy actually brought that. And then somebody else had this totally cool Final Fantasy VII music box.
Nice.
Yeah. Which apparently they only made like 100. Yeah, that was the Retro Game Roadshow. That was Saturday night. Game show night was Friday night. Sunday was a pretty good panel day. There were a few I wanted to see, but there were 3 I only got a chance to see. The Game Industry Royal Rumble, of course. Apparently, the Giant Bomb panel wasn't streamed, and I haven't had a chance to see it yet. But apparently, there was some sort of twist ending where somebody took out Alex Navarro with a kendo stick. So, and then they were saying on Twitter, and then at the beginning of the show, Alex Navarro has not been cleared. And he was all in bandages and braces and crutches and stuff.
I love how they just play it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Harmonix started it. Well, Aaron and Pope started it, but the way the Giant Bomb folks and some of the other folks like Dave Lang and John Drake, who's technically not Harmonix folks anymore. Although I kind of get the feeling that Harmonix is like the Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Oh, I crackled trying to do that. Not going to try that again.
Okay, but yeah, some crazy stuff happened. Like, of course, at the PAX East Rumble, John Drake and Jeff Gerstmann, or should I say Dr. Tracksuit, took out Dave Lang and Dan Teasdale to re-enter the Rumble. So this one, as soon as Dave Lang came in, of course, he said he had a stable, he had a team, called it Run GFB. GFB as in get fucking bent. Or something like that. So yeah, he had this T-shirt that said "Run GFB" on it. When it was his turn to enter the Rumble, and then Gerstmann and Drake Gerstmann came out with some ashes, and then Drake came out as the Underdraker. And they came out with bottles, and looked like they were gonna take out Lang. They took off their jackets, revealing a Run GNB GFB T-shirt, and then they took out 2 other players. And I guess there was some snafu that one of the players who came in took the spot of somebody who hadn't entered yet. He had like two final entrants in one spot, so that's when
Nice.
Greg Miller choked out Dave Lang to get in the Rumble, and he won. But you know what? I'm not doing it justice. Go look it up. Go check out the video. It was crazy. Also crazy in a different way was 404ing it, which Pat Bear from the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York, he did it the last couple years at PAX East. He does it monthly at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. During June, he did like 3 episodes on the internet. And, of course, his guests, back again, Eric Pope, Alex Navarro, and Maya Kramer. I'm not sure what she's from. She was also in the Rumble, but from Canada. But other than that, I don't know. But they showed off some crazy stuff on the internet. Although Pope, his stuff, well, the last 2 404 hits, he kind of set the bar high or low, depending on how you looked at it. And he didn't get quite as weird, but still some funny stuff, some interesting stuff. One of the videos they found was a spoof on Mortal Kombat, only all the characters were Michael Keaton. Various Michael Keaton roles, like Mr. Mom or Beetlejuice, Number 4 from Multiplicity, Jack Frost. And finally, collecting games without going broke or getting scammed. This was the same three guys who did Retro Game Roadshow: Chris Kohler, Mike Micah, and what's his name? Peter Brown. And some good tips there if you want to get into collecting: where to find games, how to get the best deals, how to not get scammed. But it's really cool. I mean, yes, I wish I could have been there, but that was like the best thing. And the fact that 404 and the collecting games without going broke or getting scammed were back to back. I'm not sure I would have been able to do both, or I probably would have had lousy seats for the second.
Yeah.
At least they were in the same theater. Yeah, they had the main theater, and they had, I believe it was the Hedgehog Theater, that were the 2 streaming theaters. Also, I didn't see it live, but I did catch the Double Clicks performance from PAX Prime.
Actually, I'm not sure if I've heard of these guys, though.
What?
Oh, no, wait. No, I think I've heard of them. I just don't remember them all that well.
2 sisters from Portland.
No.
Love You Like a Burrito. In fact, that was the last song they did, and they had Paul and Storm come out and join along. Okay, so I guess that's it. So let's move on to topics. Warm topics, I don't know. Can't use hot topics, we might get sued. Volcanic topic
These hot topics are brought to you by Hot Topic.
and hot pockets.
Hot topic.
Hot
Hot topic.
pockets.
I always thought that Hot Pocket smelled bad when you put them in the microwave, though.
So pretty much continuation from the last show. I mean, nothing really new. Like just more fallout from the whole Anita Sarkeesian thing. And I just want to state, you know, I wish the gaming community was a bit more inclusive. I mean, it's okay to play games, and it's okay to play what you want to play, and it's okay to not like something I like. It's not okay to threaten violence on somebody just because they don't like the game you like. And I am sick and tired of these assholes who think their point of view is the only point of view. That if they don't like your game, that gives you all the right in the world to go after them. That is just sick.
Is it? Yeah, but didn't you know this is the entitled age? If something doesn't go your way, you have every right to be able to kill them. No, not really, but still. But yeah, you know what? It's a sign. To me, it's a sign that I've been on the internet too long. I look at all these kids who just decide, hey, I'm behind a wall of anonymity. I'm going to just utter threats at this person because I don't like what they've done, or their game sucks, or whatever. And I actually too, I'm not sure if they realize that their words on the internet hold consequences if someone decides to do something about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was watching this video about Greg Miller talking about that. I think I might have mentioned it on the last show, but somebody had an interview with IGN, and apparently this person had talked shit in the comments of one of Greg's reviews, and he called them out on it during the interview.
Yeah, but
which is why you'll never see Joel Moynes working at IGN.
You'll never see me working at IGN or Polygon or Kotaku because I know what those guys go through.
Yeah.
Or, just...
You gotta have a thick skin.
You gotta have a thick skin for anything these days.
Yeah, I mean... I'm actually kind of glad that nobody listens to us.
It's like... Well, it's funny now you think about it. I talk about the whole R word ordeal, and now I talk about how it feels like some people have decided, oh, so the R word's starting to be ousted. Why don't we just go to autistic? And now you've got two Spurgs here talking about it.
Yeah.
They're just talking on the internet like, oh yeah, well these.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that we don't have to worry about some asshole writing. These two R words don't know what they're talking about in the comments.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone, I don't think it's just exclusive to us. It doesn't, or to like people like us. Just any one show that gets popular is going to be subject to it, regardless of what stereotypes are present in there. It's not exclusive to minorities or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there definitely needs to be more openness, more friendliness, more stand by each other. And I think if anything good is going to come out of all this shit, I think something's going to happen, and everybody and going to see the light. Enough people are going to talk and shame these assholes right off the internet.
Well, you know what's starting to come forward now? The whole social justice warrior slur
Yeah.
or stereotype.
Yeah.
Now, see, if someone's gonna go point this, if someone's gonna point something like that out, they're gonna get shot down now.
Yeah.
Um, personally, I haven't delved into it. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to go out and be an SJW. I believe that there's some level of freedom of speech that needs to be maintained,
Yeah.
but I don't think it should be taken out against a person. But I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that goes around and say, "Hey, you shouldn't say that word." Look at the whole JonTron thing.
Yeah.
I mean, when
I only vaguely know what he said. He said something he shouldn't have.
well, he dropped the R bomb,
Oh, fuck that guy.
and someone went after him for it. And I mean, I'm just
And
gonna
I
say
admit
this.
I had gotten into arguments over Twitter with Scott Bromley, but I think the worst I ever said was I accused him of hating the disabled.
But the way I see it is like, okay, it's like the R word or dropping the R bomb to me doesn't have a place. But I it's like, oh, you know what? I lost my train of thought though. To me, it's like it's not a word you shouldn't be dropped. But it's not something that I'm just going to jump all over just because of it. Um, does John? It's like John Tron went on and really defended himself over it. I'm trying thinking, okay, um, it's like I don't know what to think about it, but at the same time, it's kind of like give it up for defending himself. But I mean, he actually, I've lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
I'll
You
probably
know
just
what?
have to,
Let's
I have
move.
to recollect that and revisit that. I think.
Yeah, let's move on. I mean, I have a feeling this is going to be coming up every now and then a lot.
Oh,
I definitely don't think we're done talking about it,
yeah,
but I just wish that people would be better to each other on the internet.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
even so,
this world of gaming, there's so much out there for everyone.
well, even so, and I think that's a problem with SJWs because they're kind of coming on the equal to the people who are being called out to begin with. Why should you fight fire with fire?
But let's go ahead and move on. Dragon Quest VII. Apparently, Square Enix is not sure they want to localize it. And on that note, Theatrhythm Final Fantasy. I'm not sure I want to buy it. Yeah, curtain call that is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? For me, well, I'll probably touch on this a bit. I'll probably touch on that a bit later, but I have a different view of that. Um, but anyways, I was kind of surprised. Well, first of all, I hadn't been following it, so they suddenly came out, and I knew Dragon Quest VII was something that people have wanted
Mm-hmm.
for a while. And it's disheartening for them, especially. And but to come out and say that JRPGs aren't selling well, I mean, yeah, the JRPGs become a genre that's been kind of stale. But didn't they just put out a JRPG that sold very well in North America? You know which one I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Bravely Default.
Oh, yeah, on 3DS nonetheless. Although technically Nintendo published that in America.
Well, and Nintendo had a hand in it,
Yeah. Well,
but
Nintendo was actually the publisher here in North America. So yeah, I think if Squeenix is going to do that, they need the help of Nintendo or somebody.
yeah, but well, I mean,
I mean,
Nintendo
they
seems to
could
show an
go
interest.
like the route that um, Capcom went with the last Ace Attorney game and go download only, but you still have those costs with localization.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on the size of the game too, because you look at Bravely Default. I can't remember. I can't remember the block to byte conversion, but it was like a 2700 block game. I think it's roughly 4,000 blocks to the gigabyte. So actually, no, can't be that much. It didn't take that long to download. But anyways,
And Dragon Quest
I
Seven, I
know
think
I'm
that's
quite.
the only Dragon Quest game, well, other than 10,
I want to
that I've
think.
never played.
I want to think there are factors involved in it. The fact that Dragon Quest I'm not actually. I can't really go out and say that Dragon Quest isn't that popular in the U.S. I don't know anything about that.
I've
But
been playing that series since '89.
but the but the but the exact reason they gave is that they don't think it'll be popular.
Yeah.
But
I
on
hope that, and I hope it's not just a crappy iOS version that it's overpriced. Which Square Enix has said that they want to do more. Although I think they also said that there was some sort of limitation to Dragon Quest Seven as far as doing it on a being able to do it on a mobile platform.
yeah.
There was too much text or something.
Oh yeah, it's like, and I've seen games with a lot more text get translated more willingly. I mean, Capcom could have just passed on any Ace Attorney games now, just because they're all text adventure games. I think Square Enix is just being a bit lazy on that.
Yeah, and
Uh,
as I'm actually seriously considering canceling my pre-order for Curtain Call.
yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing for me. It's like someone can boycott a developer all they want, but I mean, but there's two things that come to mind that keep anything from being accomplished. That's the first is that there's going to be enough people that buy the game that it doesn't really make a dent in their sales, and number two, if you like the game, you're going to buy the game anyways.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I'm thinking, and what do I see every time? The whole thing with there's the huge issue with Modern Warfare 2 on PC not having dedicated servers on the PC. I still remember that back in the days. There was this huge boycott Modern Warfare 2 group on Steam. The day it came out, they were all playing Modern Warfare 2. It just goes to show if you like the game, you're gonna buy it. And
Yeah.
so really, what it comes down to, uh, don't don't hate the developer. It's like
Hate the game.
you don't hate the developer. Hate the. It's like, well, so you get the point. Because I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you hate how a developer does things. As like, and that's the way I see it. It's like I'm gonna buy a game anyways because I like that game. Because if I don't buy that game, because now if I don't buy that game, then I'm gonna be like, oh, I can't believe I didn't buy that game.
So I don't
And
hate
it
Bethesda.
isn't
I
that
hate
good.
Skyrim.
Yeah, it's it's like look at it this way. It's like I wouldn't pass on. It's like I wouldn't pass on an Ace Attorney game because I don't agree with Capcom's business practices. I'm not gonna I'm
and,
not gonna
and you know
bypass.
that Capcom does some things that kind of shady.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to bypass an EA game because they're a filthy corporation. I'm not
Uh,
going to.
well, I bypass EA games just
Well,
because they don't make games I like.
yeah, that too. But say I'm not going to
I think
pass. I'm
the
not going to
only
pass on
EA
Mass
game,
Effect just because it's got the EA logo on it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like I'm
I
not
think the
gonna.
only EA series I'm really into is Need for Speed.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to bypass on a Nintendo game because their vision of what an online service looks like is
Yeah.
weird. It's like I'm not going to bypass on a Sega game because they're being jerks about PSO2 in North America.
And they're being jerks about Sonic.
Oh, it's like seriously, I'm convinced right now Sega's only localizing things that have Sonic or Miku in it. That's all they're doing. Sonic games and Project Diva games.
Project
That's it.
Sonic F.
Project Sonic F, and I can't think of a Vocaloid-like name for Sonic on that one. Uh,
I mean, what did you think of that cosplay pic that John posted on Twitter?
no comment.
At least it wasn't John.
At least it wasn't John.
Yeah, hope to be able to talk to him on Thursday.
I think we had to more worry about Gregory in that situation.
Oh, Greg, yeah. Yeah, he's probably the person I know most likely to cosplay as Miku. But I know that there's no way Alex and crew would be seen with him if he did that.
Greg would totally cosplay that though. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, as long as he didn't have to depend on those other guys for a ride home.
Anyways.
But yeah, housekeeping. Shorter show tonight. hbombandfriends.libsyn.com, hbomb@hbombandfriends.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, /hbombandfriends, iTunes, Stitcher, Twitter. So I'm US of hbomb. Adam is Moofy17. The show is Hbomb and Friends. Our Mario Kart 8 tournament is 5041-9043-2911. Friend and podcast shoutouts. Irrational Passions, Game Enthused, Fantastic Neighborhood, Cross Border Gaming. We're doing our final show on Thursday. I'm not sure if we're actually going to go 3 hours, but I got a 3-hour block planned out. Maybe going live as early as 7, and we're going to have drop-in, drop-out guests throughout the evening. I don't know who's going to be on, other than me and Frank. Retrofungin, DMGIce.com, Retronick Radio, Podcast 64. And we got a new podcast, as I said before, new Podcast 64. It's already edited. It will be going up tomorrow at noon. I just wanted to space out Hbomb and Friends 43 and Podcast 64 24. I didn't want them both going up at the same time, even though we recorded them back to back. Anyway, some of the upcoming topics I want to talk about. So if you're interested in these, please let me know at USF Hbomb or at Hbomb and Friends. Favorite games: SNES, Big Bang Theory, Nintendo, Vita, Skylanders, Infinity Amiibo. And also, I want to mention, on October 11th, I'm going to be participating in Walk Now for Autism. So support me. Go to walknowforautisamspeaks.org/SWFlorida/HPrice. Every little bit helps. And I've also set up a Hbomb and Friends Podcast 64 team over at Extra Life, extra-life.org. So thank you, Adam.
Anytime.
So good night. And everything is fine. Okay. Titles.
Yeah, I wasn't even keeping track of titles this time.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really pop out this time.
Yeah, well, it was a short episode.
So our titles are Thanks, Obama. Sorry, John and Alex. Project Sonic F. Or I think we have to worry more about Greg.
Or Greg would totally cosplay her.
Yeah. I'm thinking Hbomb and Project Sonic F. So that's really the only one that would work as an Hbomb and. Or either Thanks Obama or Sorry John and Alex.
Sorry, John and Alex seems kind of mellow to me.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. I don't think we've had a thanks, Obama yet.
What? No. Okay. You know what? You know what I want to do? I think we need to say line 3 together.
Trying to sync that up might be a bit hard, though.
Watch my hand signals.
All right.
So you want to be line 1 or 2?
Just because you're coordinating it, you do too.
Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
You're watching Hbomb and Friends, episode 44.
Cut.
Wait, what did I miss?
They're not watching. They're listening.
Oh, yeah.
You're fired!
What episode? Yes. You're fired. No, I didn't even do that right. Whatever.
Okay, try it again.
You're listening to Hbomb and Friends, episode 44.
Hbomb and Project Sana F. Oh, shit!
Oh, how does this take more than one take?
I don't know. I'm fired too!
First take is never the first take.
Episode 44. Nobody and nobody. Nobody and no friends. Okay.
You're listening to... Oh, frig. Okay.
You're listening to Greg. Okay.
This is now the Otaku Cast with Gregory Blaney.
Yeah,
Episode number 39.
Yeah, this is malicious underground. Okay.
Okay. You're listening to Hbomb and Friends, episode 44.
Hbomb and Project Sonic F. Or...
Thanks,
Obama! Let's just try that last part again. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Obama! One more time. Thanks, Obama! Yeah, that's one of our times where it'd be easier if we did separate tracks. Could sync it up in post. We'll just make it work. I forgot to even mention the Chubby Checker Dig Dug story. I guess bonus news if you're still listening. There's a story dug up. Apparently Chubby Checker recorded a song for a Dig Dug commercial for Atari. So I think we're going to use that as our outro. And good night.
Good night.